Hi, my name's Larissa. Welcome to my channel. Um, so I often do readings on, I don't know, people out there in the world just for fun. I'd like to just see what they're up to. So I'm going to start sharing some of them. I did one for Camille Paglia the other day because I've just been worried about her because I really like her. I admire her work, and I think she's a feisty lady. And she kind of went disappeared since 2019, and so I semi-regularly check, has she appeared back on the radar again? No, she still hasn't. So I started getting worried. um, I guess on Twitter someone posted that she's working on a book, or she might be working on a book. So I did do a reading for her, and I'm just pulling up the cards that I already drew, and then I'll be drawing some more. um, and so from this deck, I drew the hot seat, which is also the Emperor card, which is very much her energy. Usually the first couple cards I draw are the person's energy, but we also have the 31 just passing through these giant wings. And this one correlates with the 10 of Swords, which is kind of sometimes dramatic, horrible endings. Um, there's more to this reading. I don't see that for her. I did share this reading with a friend who said it could be her like writing her magnum opus, if it overlaps with that book theme, and it could be her last book coming out in the fall. So I'm just sharing what my friend said. But I also see this hot seat Emperor energy. I obviously there is culmination energy. We have this is the 10 of Swords, and then we have the Great Wheel of Time, which corresponds with the Wheel of Fortune, which is also a culmination, and new cycles, ending of cycle, new cycles. So this probably is her finishing her book. She could be finishing it for the spring and then publishing it in the fall or something like that, which would be hilariously timed, looking at like the astrology and also just election and everything else. So that would be perfectly timed for the apocalypse, which is not reflected in this card. Um, but I feel like for me, at least, what I'm getting from this reading is like this is going to be the book that finally lands. So, like my friend said, the magnum opus, but I feel like this one will just have more cultural weight than anything else she's ever written. And I do think all of her attempts to write have always been sincere. But I think that like she's so provocative that they don't always get the respect I think that they deserve, or people latch on to ideas that she shares. No shit, I just realized my mic was super far away. With the wheel, this is the past, present, and the future. And I don't know, I just, because it's also double culmination energy, I feel like this is like bringing all of her concepts into one sort of statement, if you will. And the cosmic carrot lines up with the seven. So I'm kind of I'm going through these little micro bits, and then I'm going to kind of give the overview. The seven, the cosmic carrot lines up, or 28, the cosmic carrot lines up with the 7 of Swords. So I feel like she's keeping it a secret, like whatever this topic is that she's writing on, or it's like very much under wraps, or she's like delving into stuff that is secret. Like I feel um, like whatever she shares is going to deliver a deafening blow, which I look forward to. This card, the Cosmic Carrot card, also represents like occult transmission, mystic teachings, spirituality. I feel like she already does touch on a lot of that stuff in her work, but I feel like this could be something that's beyond the scope of what she usually writes about, but building upon it, because I just feel like this one will be more profound and deep, and perhaps it won't be as like skewed by her own ideological bent. Um, she does often like consciously or unconsciously, she is writing from that like freedom of creative expression, like that liberation, true art sort of perspective. But I feel like this might be more oriented in a way that the collective can sort of swallow. Um, and with the wish fulfilling gem, I get more of that. I feel like this could be like a synthesis, really. Like this is the Lovers card, so this is like pulling polarities and dualities into wholeness. It's the harmony of the head and the heart. I just feel like this will be very satisfying, whatever this thing is that she's working on. And it's what she'll be known for. I think, like, I just have this feeling, like, looking at these cards, that it is bringing those dualities that she's known for, the polarity, into wholeness. And I feel like it could be her. I always feel like she's a very heart-centered person anyways. Like I feel like she's very authentic, but I feel like this could be speaking from her heart in a more expansive way. Um, a kind of truth that like resonates even with her haters and her detractors. And perhaps bringing people together, I want to say. Like this could be me being hopeful, but I almost feel like it's with this Ten of Swords, with this, it's this energy of like she's it's not like, you know, out of the frying out of the frying pan and into the fire, but it kind of is. It's like she's leaving the hot seat behind, she's taking flight. It's like she's taking a more bird's eye view, she's taking a more collectivist or collective oriented perspective instead of like ego centered perspective perhaps. And again, this kind of flying energy, I feel like it's I don't know. I just I think that it's gonna have some kind of like profound and I want to say deafening blow to the elites, to the I don't know, I could be projecting, but I just get the sensation that she could be like a lot of people had an awakening over the last few years. I'm one of them, and I feel like perhaps like she's always been in a very awake person, but I feel like there might be even like a whole new level to this for her, and I feel like she's like spreading her wings, and it's like to deliver on high like some kind of tome that will become like almost like I don't know, not like a Bible, but that would just have this like profound effect on the masses. I hope it's not her last one. I mean, it could be her last one with the Ten of Swords, and like I mean, she might be ill. I don't know. She's getting old. I do know she's an Aries, but I don't know. I want to think that she has more life left in her. You know what I mean? Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of the Throne of Earth, and the Devil, the Lord of the Gates of Matter. And this is she's an Aries, I believe, but um, Ram, Goat, whatever. This is double Capricorn, double Goat. This to me feels like face-off energy. This feels like she's the Queen of Pentacles. She is like the queen of earthly realm, the earthly matter, and we have the Devil, who's Lord of the Gates of Matter. This is the like the Devil in this card. I'm not seeing her as being tempted or anything. Like she seems like a person with like very high levels of integrity and just like self-awareness. I feel like this is like the New World Order. I'm just gonna go there. I don't care. Look at this imagery. This is like some Baphomet, like Illuminati occult shit. This is like ruling people with materialism. This is ruling people with consumerism, with dopamine, with scrolling, with the phone, with escapism, with meaningless pursuits at the expense of people's freedom. And I mean, this is what we're headed into. Like this is like we're already in Mars times, but it's like this is like fighting. This is violence. This is scarcity. This is like controlling people through what they need to survive or what they think they need to survive, what they want. This is both very earth energy, very 3D energy. And then we have um the Queen of Pentacles, and she's like a nurturing character in this realm. She's like offering you what you need, but in a helpful way. So she's giving you the tools to take care of yourself. She's giving you the tools to feed yourself, to provide for yourself. She's receptive, she's knowing, she's wise, she's a teacher. And I feel like this is this versus this. Like this is what she's taking on. We'll see. I don't know what the topic of her book is, so I don't could be projecting, but um and then the Three of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. So I do feel like this is like her real, and this is Aries as well. So it's like there's very much like this goat ram energy through this. Like, what is she up to? Lord of the established strength, and she's very powerful, and this is like um this is resolve, this is leadership, um this is also taking like a kind of leap of faith, like and being very goal oriented. And wands is obviously your passion, your purpose, your life's work, your art, your creativity, your words. I mean, swords are also words, but I feel like with wands it's more words that incite, words that excite, words that inspire. and she's gripping it and holding it out into the world. The sun in Aries. This is like providing sunshine to this like kind of underworld energy. Provide like, and Ten of Pentacles, this is her legacy. This is like everything coming to Lord of Wealth. So I mean, maybe she'll get rich off it, but I don't know that that's really a concern so much. I do feel like this is, that's Virgo. I think she has a Virgo moon, but there's very much like this constant theme of culminations. And I feel like this is legacy, this is inheritance, this is, I mean, and if she is ill, which I really hope she's not, she's gonna leave behind something for everybody. Like it's not gonna be like she, like there's gonna be something I'm getting chills. Like there's gonna be something profound left that she leaves behind. When we have this Venus figure, which kind of mirrors the Queen of Pentacles in some ways, because it's like, and that sort of also mirrors like a Taurian energy. Like there's very much that sort of like goat ram sort of, that slow and steady, that force, that like the animal energy of like being able to scale the rocks, being able to like, it also sort of has like that kind of goat species in general has a very populist sort of energy to me, where it's very much like the people being resourceful. It's like they eat tin cans, these goats, you know, and it's like the feeling to me of like you will overcome, um even if you have to like scale rocks, even if you have to eat cans. But we are living in this period which is almost the fall of the Roman Empire, this fall of Western whatever culture, which she has been predicting forever. And now she is literally present through this era. I know some people don't see it, and I might lose subscribers that, for people who don't know stuff that I usually talk about outside of just my little tarot card readings that I do for the Enneagram types. But we are very much in this era of, there's going to be like 2024 is going to be fucking insane. So it wouldn't surprise me if Camille Paglia dropped a new book in 2024 just because of how ridiculously over the top this year is going to get, especially in the second half of the year. Let's see if there's any last. Okay, the Nectar. But yeah, I love Camille Paglia, so if you haven't read any of her books, I highly recommend it. She even has one on poetry that's actually pretty great. Wow, okay, the Nectar and the Vessel. Yeah, this is, okay, this is mirroring that sort of feeling I got at the beginning, where I feel like she's kind of accessing something more in her inside of her heart. And so she's, the Vessel to me, like, this is not really what the card means, but to me this is sort of a shame card, or like it's like exposing yourself, laying yourself bare, putting yourself naked to the world in order to reveal a deeper truth. And Nectar is like that juicy life force, the beauty, the art. And you know, Camille Paglia is all about beauty and art, and um real art and real artists, and not like this synthetic culture that we live in. And I feel like she's going to be providing the nectar, like this antidote to what ails us. And I do feel like it will be somehow oriented towards taking on this system, like in a way that she's never done before. It's like the beast system, essentially, is what we live in. This is, if you don't know anything about the occult or any of the stuff that's going on right now, we are literally in an occult culmination. Um, I'm not even that well versed. It's shocking, to be honest. But I feel like this is her facing off against, this is like her rising into her power with this book. And I don't know, maybe she'll do a tour. If she does, I want to go. But yeah, it's almost like letting go of that I mean, I still think she'll be provocative and divisive, but I think it's almost letting go of maybe the ego part of that, the ego need to stir stuff up, and it's more like oriented towards her being this kind of warrior, this kind of champion, bringing hope, which, you know, I've never seen her do, but I feel like there's going to be this element of like bringing hope and beauty to the world with whatever she's doing. And I'm like, I'm glad that like this is the reading that I got, because I've honestly been genuinely worried about her. So it was bothering me while I was doing the reading for Camille Paglia, that there was repeating symbols that did sort of point me to perhaps her being ill, like the just passing through / Ten of Swords card coming out with the Emperor, which like that is kind of a death of an emperor sort of combination. And then with the Seven of Swords, with the hidden, the secretive stuff, there could be like a hidden illness that she's hiding, or it could be like it was hidden from her. I'm not seeing her like getting newly sick or something. I think that if there's something going on, that it's been going on and it's being hidden. And then with the nectar, which is also like, it also means medicine and it means healing. And then the vessel, which is the body, and that can also mean healing. So yeah, I don't know. There was just a bunch of imagery that made me be like, oh, fuck, maybe she's sick. She could still be finishing her book at the same time. There could almost be like a race to the end, basically, which I don't want. I don't know. I feel kind of gross making this video now, and I don't even know if I want to post it. So I did draw the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands related to her health, and that's usually positive. I don't do reversals, so like I purposely shuffle so they're all upright. These two fell out, like they fell out the bottom and they fell out upside down from me looking down, which I don't like. And I do actually take heed of where the cards pop and how they land. So Knight of Swords like is usually like a, kind of hopeful, ambitious, like getting after it, tenacious type person, which is like usually her energy is sort of Knight of Swords-esque. It's Emperor and Knight of Swords. It's rapid fire verbal kind of um energy. And the King of Wands is, he's the king of the creative realm. He is the king of unconventionality. He is the provocateur. He is the artiste. He is the purveyor of artistes. He is kind of the snob. He's also kind of a Camille Paglia energy. They both came out upside down. When the King of Wands is upside down, it's more of like a burnout, end of a, it can be like end of cycle burnout. You've reached like the pinnacle of your career sort of, and now you're tired. The um, lion in this card is like really scraggly and scary looking. It's very unwell looking. And it's pulling the guy on the chariot. It's pulling the king. Prince of the Chariot of Fire. And this is fire and air. And Knight of Swords is Lord of the Winds and Breezes. And his horse is healthy, but its head is down. I don't know. This is definitely making me feel like she's probably dealing with some personal fucking shit. If this wasn't related to health that I asked, like I would almost say maybe she's sick of writing her book and like she's just fucking over it and she's spent. Um, she's got no focus, this kind of thing, and that may be the case. But yeah, because I pulled this for health, it makes me think that there is maybe some um health related element to it. And then I did draw a clarity card from my original, the Oracle deck that I started with, and those came out. So yeah, death. Death doesn't always mean actual death, but I did ask this in relation to health, so this is like not a great. One of the worst cards I think that could have come out with this question. I mean, it is the culmination of a cycle. It is the ending. I almost don't want to post this on the internet in case for some reason Camille Paglia gets like a fucking ping from the internet or something and is like, what the fuck? Okay, well, will Camille Paglia get her book done? If she does not. Yeah, so I drew the self-preservation card, which is like a mummy in a desert, which is like prioritizing your own well-being over everything else. I don't know. I don't want to say her book's going to end up being posthumous, or I'm sure it will get released if it is, because that's just what the fucking vultures in the publishing industry do. And that went flying out. Okay. Okay, so we have self-preservation and like a bubble. Self-preservation aligns with the Eight of Swords, and like a bubble aligns with, which sort of sounds like opposing energy, the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is actually sort of a four-wing three card, and she has kind of a four-wing three-ish aesthetic, if you will, and way of speaking, I think. and Camille Paglia. Um, I don't know. There's much disagreement over her type, but she definitely has 4-wing 3 in her heart center. She's very much a snob, an art snob, but a deep one. What I like about the description for Like a Bubble is the use of the word diaphanous. Diaphanous wings or something about the dragonflies, and that's such a Camille Paglia word to me, diaphanous. Um, I feel like I feel like this is like she's like made her peace with whatever the situation is. So again, I don't know if she's quietly ill or if someone close to her is, but this seems like she's kind of transcended. Like her thinking is already transcended the situation, and like she's kind of made her peace with it. Even though the Eight of Swords is very much a tortured card, because it's represented here as like this sort of mummy, kind of just quietly watching the world pass by. And then Four of Cups is kind of turning your back on these offerings, these cups. So this could even be like there's stuff been offered to her that she's just completely turned down, which I could see, to be honest, because what's happening right now is crazy out in the world culturally, and it's her time. It's like literally Camille Paglia's time to shine, and she's nowhere to be seen. And that feels like a cruel twist of irony to me, um, that she is. And this is partly also why I've been wondering where the fuck is Camille Paglia? Like this is like literally what she predicted is happening now, and she's nowhere to be seen. And I think it's like, again, like I don't want to be. I almost like I'm reticent to even put this on the internet, to be honest, because I don't want to put this energy out into the world. Like I don't like it, but I'm just telling you what came out. I'm not claiming to be a psychic. This is just what the cards. These came out upside down. I feel like this is, like I said, burnout. This is feeling unwell. This is like the spirit, like the spirit being dampened, and there just not being juice left. And then I don't know. I mean, like fucking death came out literally when I was like, clarity, clarity on her health, death. Okay, cool. We have a skeleton. And then just an additional clarity on like, well, what's going to happen with her book. This to me seems like she's prioritizing her health and her well-being over any book. So to circle back to what my friend said, using the term magnum opus, which I also saw in that reading, I don't know, it might be a posthumous, or it might even be like David Bowie, how David Bowie released that album right before he died. I could even see it being something like that. Like there's this, it almost feels like this cosmic, and maybe like fitting end of some kind. And with the seasons that came up with the Wheel of Time, it could be, it won't be like, it won't be like in the winter. It would be in a new season. I don't know if that means it'll happen in 2024, but I'm reading for 2024. So, um, but I think whatever this is like she's made peace with it, and she's like, this to me, even despite the meanings of the cards in relation to the tarot, this to me feels like very much at peace. And going back to the earlier imagery of the emperor, with the lava seat and then flying away, passing through, I don't know. I also, just because there's a lot of like mystical overlap with some of these cards, I almost feel like she's reached some kind of spiritual awareness that she's just kind of surrendered to, maybe, or like you know, I don't want to say that she's gonna die. I really hope that she doesn't. I'm not, I don't consider myself to be a psychic, and I'm doing these more just out of curiosity, I suppose, than anything else. So I'm actually disturbed by what came out for this reading. But yeah, I just couldn't ignore it when I was editing. And this woman like floating on the surface of the water, this vibrant, beautiful water with her diaphanous wings with pearls around her. It's like that kind of pearls before swine thing where it's like I'm taking my pearls with me. And so I think that like whatever that book is that she has been writing, either it'll be released posthumously or it'll be like maybe like a David Bowie situation or something. I'm not trying to will this into reality, so I would be happy to come back to this like video and have people be like, you got this wrong. All 30 of my subscribers to be like, you got this fucking wrong, Larissa. I don't ever want a reading with you. I don't ever want a cheap reading with you. You're terrible at reading cards. That's fine. I hope for that. But either way, I'm sending Camille Paglia so much love. I don't know. She is an emperor to me. Like she's a fucking queen. She's like an actual queen, not just like one of the inbred British aristocracy pedophile lizard people ones. She's like an actual queen. So yeah, I just want to send a little love out into the universe for Camille Paglia.